Good morning everyone. Today is the final day of this season, and I think there is only one row left in the yard, possibly maybe a few more cows, but we'll get them in and have a look. I have been just going through, there might be more than one row, but just been going through dry cowing the cows that I have marked, so the ones that have got sort of pink on their bums, like the ones in here. Those two, looks like there's quite a few at the end to do. It's exciting. It's exciting. No more milking for 7 weeks. These girls will be getting milked out. I've only got 2 to do here. There's that cow right there and the front one, number 322. And then I need 4 of these tubes. Dry cow. And that's the stuff I use. Dry clocks, DC. Give their teat ends a bit of a wipe so that they're nice and sterile and clean. So much easier doing these cows than the younger ones. Just their teats are bigger and teat ends open easier. Pretty quick. All done. And that is the 22-23 season done and dusted. You can have a sleep in now for 7 weeks. Dad's actually off to Morocco in a week or 2.
And you're off to the beach tomorrow?
Yep, off to the beach for a week, so cool. Looking forward to it. Have a bit of a break, a bit of a rest. Although the weather is supposed to turn pretty custard again and get wet, which is no surprise, but oh well. It's a pretty foggy one this morning. Check that out. It is thick. This won't clear for ages, I reckon. I actually got up this morning and I was wondering if it was drizzling, but it was just a fog. Yeah, that's soupy. I've still got all the culls on at the moment, so 15 of these are going to Mike's tomorrow morning, and then the 11 that are left will go early next week, I'm hoping. But these girls will be sweet in here. I have fed out a bale of silage for them, just so they can get a little bit of roughage as well, but this will do today, and then I'll go up tomorrow over there, and then I might even go in my house paddock for a day. I have to think about that one. Hamilton Airport's actually just over there, like not far away at all, like the planes fly directly over us, but they won't be doing that this morning. They would have shut the airport down until the fog lifts a little bit more than it has, I'd say. But since these girls are right next to those ones, I've put just a bit of a fence around the edge here. I really don't want them getting boxed up with one more day to go and then having to sort through them again. That would be a bit of a nightmare. And this little bit of hedge here has got big gaps through it, like there is a big gap or hole just in there, so if they did manage to get through, at least hopefully I've got a little bit of a defence there. These girls have just been shifted, but it has started to open up, which is nice, so hopefully we see a little bit of sun soon. Heifers have been shifted now too, so time for breakfast, but it's actually really nice and warm, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, because there is supposed to be quite a bit of rain on the way, so maybe if it was cold and there wasn't rain, that would be better, but it is nice being warm again. Well, the digger's still here and it looks really good in our shed. Be nice if we had our own one, but I suppose you got to sit in it then. And this digger here is probably fairly expensive. Someone came and did a service on it this morning, and it is the 250-hour service, so it is pretty new. 13 tonner, perfect size for doing like farm work. Tilt bucket, which is pretty mean, and it's got a pretty good thumb on it too. These would be so handy. I did text them though and said when they come and pick it up, which might be today, tomorrow I'm not too sure, can they grab all that stuff over there, the junk that came off that cow shed, or it's pretty much like the roofing iron and the beams that went across the roof there, and just pull it because it's going to be easy with the thumb on there, just pull it out and stick it out in the tanker track here, because then we can get it picked up. Dad's organised for the metal recyclers. They're going to bring their truck over and grab that, and just, yeah, I thought it'd be way easier just to get them to do it with a digger. It'll only take sort of 10 minutes. There's also quite a bit of stuff on the cowshed yard, which I might see if they can sort of reach over the fence and grab maybe some of that, or if not, we'll just have to do it by hand. But yeah, it'll be good to get that sort of tidied up. It'll look way better than it's sitting out there collecting water. The bulls are just eating the sides of the races at the moment. Like, there is quite a bit of grass on them, and we do have some races that are just grass, like they don't have this gravel on them. So those guys, they don't need much to sort of keep ticking them over, so they're doing that, sort of cleaning up around the place. But I just moved them. I did check the weather forecast before. It looks like we are getting a bit of rain from about midnight tonight, and then it doesn't actually look too bad. Might be sort of around that 10 mil, and then on Saturday it looks like we're gonna get a fair bit then, which sort of sucks because everything's sort of just started to like dry out a little bit. Like the races, they're not quite so muddy anymore. They actually yeah, starting to dry out, which sort of sucks, but it's that time of the year, I guess, autumn. But wow, almost winter. There's actually quite a bit of maize still left in the pit here. There's not heaps, but there is a little bit. It sort of stops just in there. So what I'm planning to do is start feeding it once I get back in a week's time. I've got these new grass paddocks which are pretty handy to the feed pad, so they're pretty much ready to be grazed off again, or I'm hoping they're going to be in about a week. I'm going to start feeding that maize with the PK. So I've got 9 or 10 tonne in the bunker over there. I probably didn't end up needing this last load that we got in May. So what you can do, it does cost you a little bit, but you can carry it over through the winter till the next season. But I don't know, we were going to sort of be drying off a little bit earlier than we'd planned. And the grass growth is sort of slowed down at the moment because it's cold. It's actually slowed down quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is the young herd, there's 108 cows in there. They're up on the annual. I am going to bring them down around here, or put them on that new grass, and probably feed them about the sort of 6 to 8 kilos on the feed pad, and then they'll get the remainder on that new grass. So they need a little bit of weight put on them, or I think they do, so that is kind of good, having a little bit extra feed, and we sort of need to feed it out now. I don't want to keep this maize. It doesn't keep, or that won't keep that well because it's only a little bit, so might as well get rid of it. There's probably, I don't know, probably 10 days, 2 weeks worth there, which will be perfect. Cows are all waiting by the gate. They think they're going to get moved, but sorry girls, not today. Mike also rung a little bit earlier. These cows are going at, or the 15 of them are going at 8:30 in the morning, so we need to have a little bit of a draft up with them. I thought it'd be good if he came down, because then he lives sort of 5 minutes up the road, and he can draft out the ones he wants, but he said he's not too worried. You guys do it, and he'll take whatever he gets. And then we're just going to split the price with him. Whatever we get at the works for the rest of them, we'll just charge them the same for these ones. So that seems pretty fair, I think. Just filled that out for the morning, that TB docket. This arrived this morning actually, so this is our dairy diary for next year. Every year we get one of these from Fonterra. This is next season's, and I've just been having a quick look this morning, but the annoying thing is, that I really don't like, is that this one here, see this is this year's one, has a calendar in it, so you've got all the days, and if we treat an animal for something, we write down on the day, and it's good because if Dad does it, I know his handwriting, so he's obviously written that, and if I want to come in, I can just have a look and see that that animal's been treated. But in this new one, it's not even a hard cover, they do have the red pages, which you can fill out in there, but it hasn't got the monthly planner, which really sucks, or we like it anyway, so it's a little bit annoying. I'm guessing they want you to go more digital. Starting to lose a little bit of light, so it must be getting on, I guess. But I thought I'd talk a little bit about how this season, a few numbers around how we've done, because it's actually been a record for us, which is pretty cool. So we to date, or this season, we've done 102,000 solids. There's still a pickup or one milking in the vat that'll get picked up tomorrow night, but won't be much. So we've done 102,000 solids, or just over. Our best other than that was 2 years ago, and we've done 100,100. So we've beaten it by 2,000, which is good. We are going to be milking cows next, or less cows next season. We're going to go from 315 peak milk this year to 300, which I think is going to sit a little bit better. Our sow count for this season is, I think season to date, it's about 146 or 147. I had a look at it a couple of days ago, and I think it was 146. So that is pretty good to be under 150. Happy with that. It's definitely something looking to improve going forward. With the one pickup to go though, we are sitting at grade 3 for the season, so we haven't had any grades yet. I'm hoping it's not going to be on the last one. That would suck, although it has happened before. But I think this is about our 3rd year in a row that we haven't had any grades, so sending good quality milk. No, it's pretty good with the both of us. It makes it easy. It has been a bit of a challenging season though, like with this rain, or all the rain that we have had, we have actually missed out on the big weather events, which has been nice for us, I guess, but you do feel a little bit guilty on the other regions. They certainly copped it where all that flooding was. But it has had its challenges, and you think like having summer rainfall is nice. You do have grass, you don't have to feed out so many supplements. The quality's not quite there either, so it is quite watery. And all that rain, it certainly washes races out a lot more, so they're bony, the cow or the incidents of lameness go up. We haven't had a lot, like we don't get a lot of lameness, but we have had probably a little bit more than usual. And I know there's other people around that have had it pretty bad. So yeah, it does come with its negatives, and going into autumn with how wet it is at the moment, if we get a wet winter, it's going to be a pretty hard spring, or it certainly feels that way. So hopefully we do get some sunshine eventually. Maybe not in the next week, or it doesn't look like it, but after that it would certainly be nice to get a nice stretch of highs that come in. It would be kind of nice if we were getting more for our milk products, but it just is how it is at the moment. So hopefully in the next couple of years we sort of see an increase, because on-farm costs have gone up quite a bit. They say 15% in the agricultural industry, which is a lot, because inflation's only about 7 or 8%, so a lot more than that. But you got to take the good with the bad, I guess. That has flown through to on-farm spending though. Like, we haven't been able to do quite so many cool projects this year and make videos about them, but we've sort of just cut back, and we probably will for next season as well. You've just got to do what you got to do. But we have done some pretty cool ones, like we've got the whole herd DNA, which I think is absolutely awesome going forward. It's going to be such a massive advantage, I think, sort of breeding wise, plus when we're calving it's going to be nice. We did get the cow collars, the True Test Datamars cow collars. We got them put on at mating time. Going forward, that is going to be absolutely awesome next mating, because we're going to have all like the pre-mating heats and infos, and we're going to have it from day one. So there should be no excuse to not get a good repo result, or I'm hoping, fingers crossed. It's going to be awesome having that for the whole of mating anyway. But apart from that, just on the spot, I'm not sure what else I can mention, but if you do have any questions about the season, drop them below and I'll try and answer them at some point. I'm going to have a bit of a sleep in the morning, although if it's going to be wet I'll have to shift all the cows before I draft those other ones out, so maybe I won't be having much of a sleep in, but I will be the next day because I'll be at the beach. So yeah, it's going to be nice having a week off. But thanks for watching guys. Like always, give it a thumbs up, that'd be awesome. And apart from that, see you next time.